grab however many you need. I didn't know everybody had these already.
Probably not. I got the blue folder, but I ain't on
No, wait.
everything that you gave me in the folder, that's what I got.
No, not the folder. This something new.
Yes, you do. You was right here with us, so I'm trying to figure out.
This here.
This is about the community.
Right. Strictly dealing with the community.
Number 9?
Yeah.
Leave it like that. What's it on?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So you see what I was saying, Mr. Bat? I can read the Bible, but that don't mean just because I read it, that don't mean I got it. Right? And tonight, I'm gonna take you way out there. Huh?
How you gonna take us way out there when we barely know?
Because you need to go way out there. It's like a child. You take a child, right? You say you can't call a child a dummy. Can't say a child don't know nothing. But you teach a child how to say mom or how to say dad. Teach a child how to say things. So you're helping the child muscle brain.
Yeah.
And the more you put in the child, the more the child learns. And that's why I said that, right? Because now, remember now, we've been doing this communion thing forever. Now all of a sudden you tell us there's no such thing. So automatically that's a shutdown for us.
Yeah.
Because, okay, now make it make sense. So now I have to walk you through the Bible. So now, I read the Bible, I know the Bible, but you telling me something different. And that's what I was saying. I was taught to read the Bible and put the Bible together.
Yeah. Every now and
And a lot of people wasn't taught that. So now, if you tell me, well, according to Matthew 26, he said, this is the cup. Okay, what cup? What cup?
Right.
Because if I take you in Mark, the 10th chapter, he said, now, you're going this cup and you're going to be baptized, right? What cup is that?
You're not being consistent.
See what I'm saying? So when you tell me about communion, right, I'm going to tell you Jesus is repeating what Moses said. When Jesus said, this is my blood of the covenant, that's what Moses said. Why? Why did Jesus say what Moses said?
I'm still on the clock.
There you go. Because he said, I came to fulfill, not to destroy the law of the prophecy.
Yeah.
So when Moses called the people together and sprinkled the blood on the people and said, this is the blood of the covenant, then Jesus come around and Jesus said, this is the blood of the covenant. He's only fulfilling seed.
Now, you say keep your mind on the cup. Okay. So the cup was when Jesus was being betrayed, and he knew that when they went in their wilderness and they were sleeping and stuff, he said, don't go to sleep. He was telling them, don't go to sleep when they were going to sleep. But he was in there praying to his father saying, Lord, take this cup
right.
from me.
Okay, what cup was that?
Could be a different, it's suffering.
Right.
Going through it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you say watch the cup, I'll be watching it ever since
And that's good. You know why? Because Jesus said, you will drink of this cup.
Yeah.
Who we know drunk of the cup? If I go in the 12th chapter of Acts, they're going to tell me James was beheaded. If I go in the 1st chapter of Revelation, they're going to tell me that John was on the island of Patmos. So you will drink of this cup and you will be baptized of the baptism that I'm going to be baptized of. So now when you say take this cup, what you mean, Jesus?
Yeah.
Because now remember now, while they were already eating, Jesus took the bread and broke it. Not before they started eating, while they were already eating. Why? Because if I go in the 12th chapter of Exodus, this is something they did during the time of the Passover. So now, you teach me, you tell me, because I'm going to put it all together, because what we're doing in the church today and calling communion, that's not so. It's not so. It's not even Bible.
Nah, and I understand it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to me, as taking my community, like I say, I was worthy within my spirit and my heart.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made me worthy.
Because that's what you was taught. That's what you was taught. Okay, You take myself, right? Take myself. I'm not going to use nobody else. Take myself. I went to private school, 8 years. And every time you passed in front of the church, you had to make the sign of the cross, right? But all the while I'm in school, nobody never told me why we did it. But whoever thought to ask why we do it, right? Okay. So now when I get older, I'm in jail. Me and the guy coming out the chow hall, we walked past the church. He made the sign of the cross. So I asked him, I said, why you did that? He said, because as Catholic, we believe that the Spirit of God is in the church.
Wow.
So that's why he made the sign of the cross. But I've been doing it all my life because that's what I was told. But I never knew why I was doing it.
Me neither, see? Wow.
So now I'm Catholic and everybody eat and drink out the same cup. I come over here by the Baptist, now I got to drink the cup and eat the... What the world is right? What's wrong?
It's all confusing.
You see what I'm saying? So what's the right way?
PastarMike, you was reared in a Baptist home, right?
Right.
Okay.
And that's why I'm so confused. I mean, because in Catholic school, we in church at least 3 times a week. So, you know, you have the rosary, you have the Hail Marys, you have the Our Fathers, you have all the saints you got to pray to. So, I mean, you know, I don't know what to do. But I have a godly foundation. And in having a godly foundation, I wasn't just reared one way to believe. So now, when I pick up the Bible, you all hear me say that grandma church gone. But you don't know what I mean when I say that. Look at all the stuff we've been doing in the church. Now we coming to realize wasn't no such thing. It was just a bunch of tradition. And that's a hurtful thing at this point in life. Because look at all the people who died really believing in what they were doing, and in actuality they wasn't doing nothing. So now when I get to breaking it down, if I go to Mark 10 and 38, he said, you're going to drink of this cup and you're going to be baptized of this baptism. What are you talking about, Jesus?
Was that 3 times that he did that?
Huh?
Or more?
What you mean?
Like, because we was asking, like, how many times they have the Lord's Supper?
Yeah.
And it was 3 times he broke bread.
How many times they had the Lord's Supper?
How many times did Jesus?
Time that they actually had fellowship and eat with him. It mentioned that when he fed the 5,000, he fed them. You know, he was with him.
Right, okay, right.
And then he was talking about after his resurrection, he met Peter on the water that morning they ate breakfast.
Right.
He broke bread.
Yeah.
Everything was
So
breaking
he
bread.
was talking about the time that he was with the disciples when he ate together.
Right.
So all, I was saying, how many times did he actually do this? And I see 3 times that I'm with the Last Supper.
Well, the Last Supper was the Passover. And that wasn't his first time coming to Jerusalem for the Passover. So every year that time, he would come to Jerusalem for the Passover. But he knew this time would be his last time.
Yeah.
He knew it would be his last time. So now, when we get into the 11th chapter of Acts, Paul is telling them what y'all been doing is not right. Paul said, now remember, on the day, he took the bread and he broke it. He took the cup and said, this is the blood of the covenant, right? Okay, now, if I go to the 24th chapter of Exodus, that's what Moses said. So Jesus is only repeating what Moses said. Why? Because Jesus said, I didn't come to destroy the law or the prophets, I came to fulfill it. So now Jesus is fulfilling the law. Because according to the law, you offered up an animal. So now y'all don't have to offer up the animals no more because I'm fulfilling that. So now, when Paul says in 11th chapter, as often as you do it, he letting them know whenever y'all come together, it's not, y'all focus got to be on God, man. The debt, not eating nothing and drinking nothing. No, it's not about that.
So it's about the death of Jesus.
It's about the debt and the return. Because if I go in the 14th chapter of Genesis, what happened with Melchizedek?
Yeah.
What Melchizedek did with Abraham? He broke bread with him.
Yeah.
Bread and wine. That was your first supper.
Yeah.
I go in the 15th chapter of Genesis. Now God is telling Abraham, get me 2 helpers, get me some pigeons, and put it on the altar, and I'm going to go between it. That was the beginning of how things was going to be offered, right? Now, after the children of Israel come out of Egypt, after the Passover, because remember now, once the blood, it passed over, right? So now, once the children of Israel come out of Egypt, God had to wait 50 days. After 50 days, now they become God's sons, Israel. Because he couldn't do it while they were in bondage, right? So now when you take that 50 days and you go when Jesus rose from the dead, another 50 days. So both of them dealing with the 50 days, right? So now you go all the way back. Jesus is repeating what Moses said after Moses sprinkled the blood on the people and said it was a blood covenant. Now all Jesus saying is, I'm right now, it's going to fulfill the blood covenant. What do that have to do with communion? Nothing. Nothing at all. Communion is not even in the Bible. That's not even biblical what we're doing. And that's why Paul said, what y'all doing is dangerous. Because y'all doing what's not right. Y'all done made this out of a big fellowship. This is not about no fellowship.
Well, it was not in the Bible where they did it.
Huh?
It was not in there where they did it.
Grandpa couldn't read and he just made something up and we just started doing it. Been following it ever since.
Traditions.
Tradition.
It's because the PastarMike, where is that Moses sprinkled the blood? Anybody?
Go to 24:8, Exodus.
Exodus?
Mhm.
I couldn't read it.
We're going to read it. Let me show you. Now hold Exodus 24:8, right? And go to Matthew 26 and 26. Matthew 26 and 26, Exodus 24:8. Hold both of them. I'm going to show you something. We're going to read it together. Watch this. Y'all have it? Exodus 24:8. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, what?
It was the blood of the new of the covenant which the Lord has made with you concerning all these words.
The blood of the covenant, right? Okay. Go to 26. Yeah. Matthew 26 and 28. What did Jesus say?
But this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins.
Same thing. Jesus just repeated what Moses said. Moses said in the 24:8, this is the blood of the covenant. Jesus said, I don't know why I did that.
Yeah. It was Exodus.
But devil, man, he knocked the whole tripod down.